in the pre-launch, it's basically our time to prepare, and the better we prepare now, the better the next 3 months will be. So, I mean, what I did was I wanted to understand the mechanics behind the 90-day game plan. So, why are we doing this? What is the point behind this? And the one thing I realized is that we need to build an inner circle. That was the one thing that stood out. We need to build an inner circle team now to take on the 90 days with us.
Yeah.
So I mean, because if you think about it, Neo showed on the Excel sheet, week one, you've got 2 people. But what if you start building a team now and you have 10 people in week one? Basically means after week one, you've got 20 people. So basically it's about, building an inner circle, getting the people that you want on this journey with you, because to make 1 million in 90 days is possible if you feel it's possible, and we've got the vehicle, we've got Mining City, which is the perfect vehicle to execute this. And I mean, it's been done before, it's guys like you guys that has done this before. And that's basically like why I'm here tonight, to see and to hear what you guys did, so that we don't need to make mistakes on our 90-day journey now, because I know that there's always a better way to do something, and I know that you guys do have that secret ingredient, so I'm looking forward to this meeting tonight, and I think it's going to be fruitful.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that, brother. Right, so yeah, so let's have this discussion. So this morning, I was reflecting on a few thoughts regarding the issue of success, right? So how many of us in this call want to have success? You raise your hand if you say that I want to have success. Okay. Awesome. Okay, that's a lot of hands. Okay. Okay, cool. Now, let me remove the hands. Now, the most interesting thing about that is, from the time you decided that, you want to have success, the question is, what did you do from that time on? Or what are you actively doing, right? Like on a daily basis to ensure that, you will achieve great success. Okay. Now, let me tell you what I've been constantly doing, right? I think we did say the time is 8 o'clock. At what point do I close the meeting in terms of allowing new people to come in? Because yeah, it's not nice talking and you see that there's people who need to be admitted. Okay, so now, so this is what I did, guys. Most of you know my story, right? And that is, I was in the real estate space. And as I was in the real estate space, even there, I looked at people who were successful in what I was doing, okay? And, I tried to emulate. Let me tell you this. So the person that I worked for about 8 months for a company called Remax, right? And with this company, the principal was a lady by the name of Kobe, right? Now, Kobe was a former teacher who was an entrepreneur, started a modeling agency, and then ended up in real estate, right? So one thing one of the things I learned with her is how she, interacted with customers, right? Clients. And number two, her customer retention skills, right? As far as the real estate agents is concerned, right? And then I realized that she spends a lot of money on advertising, a lot of money, right? I remember when she said back then she was spending 150,000 rand, I nearly fell off the chair. I was not making that, with my commission, but she was actually, spending 150,000 rand on just the marketing, of their own business, right? As an agent, not of the company, right? So now I've always been, trying to study people who are successful, and in whatever I do. So when I came into the network marketing space, guess what I did? I did exactly the same thing, right? Where I looked for people, right? Who are successful. I looked at their lifestyle, right? Is this the lifestyle that I want, right? Because I wanted to look and learn from people who are successful, and number two, have the lifestyle that I wanted. So I remember one of the most inspiring videos I saw was the guys called the YPR movement, young people retiring. Okay, and I saw the lifestyle of those guys and how they were doing network marketing, and this really got me so much in love with network marketing. And I saw people like Holton Bugs, and I saw people like Jeff Roberti, and all these guys like Anthony Powell, all these guys who were multi-millionaires many times over through the network marketing space, right? And I tried to listen to the interview, listen to their training and so forth. Why? Because I was looking for, how is it that they've actually attained success? What is it that they do? How different, is their approach and everything and all of that, right? And so that's what I learned, okay? And, so I tried to study these guys. Now, one thing that I've learned is that if you ask anyone now, anyone who has achieved long-term, sustainable success in anything, okay, ask them how they became successful, you realize that no matter how much they want to tell you, whatever they tell you is probably going to be 20% of how they succeeded. It's impossible for them to tell you 100%. Impossible. Okay? Not that they don't want to. Okay? Not that they don't want to. But because, a lot of success does not come from 1 + 1 is equal to do A, B, C, D, and E in this fashion, then you're going to be successful, right? Success actually comes from a much more deeper and wider space that is literally, not so easy to explain. Okay, it's the knowing, it's the feeling, it's the inclination. You understand? It's the gut feel. And I said it's all of those things that actually lead from one thing to another and to another and to another. Now, Anton was saying on the gala dinner regarding success, he's saying that, success is not this one-time event, okay, of Neo becoming the city chief manager, or someone, or so-and-so, becoming a billionaire, right? And, it's never those things, but it's actually 1 million or millions, you understand, of successes, right, that actually build up into this major success that we actually see, right? So before we see what we see, that person has constantly been succeeding every single day on small little things, you understand? So now, so that's why it's very difficult to actually, we can say 80% success, is the mentality, the mindset, and it's the psychology. And then only 20% is the mechanics. That is all true, right? But then what goes into the 80%? What really goes into the 80%, right? Is it only me believing that, yes, I can? Is it only, you understand, me looking at understanding the law of attraction, applying the law of attraction, the law of vibration, and working on my being and all these things? It's never, you understand? So there's a lot more to it than what meets the than what meets the eye. Okay, so now I say to people, I was saying to one guy, earlier today, saying that, wherever we are right now, whatever we're doing right now, today, what we will be doing or what we can be doing in the next 5 years has not even yet entered into our minds. It's crazy, it's big, it's ginormous, right? But for us to get there, you know, it's all about doing the next right thing, in a sense, now, right? It's about, you know, being, you know, consistent now. It's about being diligent now, you understand? Doing everything that you can do and should do now, right? And all those things then build up, okay? Now, so if you really want to be successful, guys, you have to be, allow me to use the word, there is an element of being successful, or there's an element of success that requires you to be stupid. Woo, I can't believe he just said that. What did you say? There is an element of becoming successful that actually requires you to be stupid. Okay? There's an element of success that requires you to be a little bit foolish in the beginning, from the ordinary eye. Okay? So now, so success requires you to be those things. Success requires you to be unrelenting. You understand? Success requires you to have a little bit of thick skin, right? In terms of things that are actually going to come your way. If you remember Barry's favorite analogy, you know, the cup being, you know, this being the context, and then on the inside being the contents, right? So heat and pressure always comes on the content. You understand? On the context. If the context is strong, then, you know, whatever the content, in a sense, it's actually going to be safe, right? As I admit more people. Okay, so now, so I'm saying this because a lot of you came to this call looking for that magic trick. You understand? That, okay, do this and this and that, and then boom, you know, you've got a home run. You understand? In cricket, we'll say go 6 low. You understand? It's actually not the case, guys. It's not the case. I'm gonna tell you what I've done from the very first 90-day game plan I ever did. Okay, but a lot of what I'm gonna tell you, in fact, whatever I'm gonna tell you, and it's probably going to be just 10 or 20% of what I actually did, right? A lot of it was actually even unconscious. A lot of it was actually even unconscious, right? And that has a lot to do with even the programming that one actually did prior. Okay, so let me know, guys, if what I'm talking about is actually making sense, because, you know, I've looked at this. I've looked at people who are successful. You know, I've read books of people who are successful, but, you know, you realize that, you know, whatever they're telling you is just it's a tip of the iceberg, because a lot of this is unconscious. A lot of this is programming. A lot of this is coming from the subconscious. And I said, it's not coming from the conscious mind. Okay, so that is why, you know, it's never easy. It's like when people, I get this all the time, guys. I get this all the time. Nero used to ask me this probably, I don't know how many times a day, you know, wanting to find out, you know, how is it that you became successful, right? How is it that you actually did this and that? And I said, you're able to achieve this and that and that. And I said, and I'm like, you know what? This is, in fact, when we talk about the code, when we talk about personal development, a lot of it, I did not know it was code. I did not know it was personal development. It was just, you know, just inclinations. And I said, it was just, you know, things that I did without knowing. But then when I came across, you know, the code, I started listening to Bob Proctor, and I started listening to Les Brown and all those other people. Then I realized, no, man, this is exactly what I was doing. You understand? In 2002, sleeping in my shack, waking up every day saying, thank God I'm a millionaire. I did not know no code back then. In fact, if anything, it was purely based on the fact that, you know, knowing that, you know, it was actually coming from reading the Bible. You know, how did God create the heavens and the earth? He actually spoke. You understand? So to me, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm creating my own world, right? And therefore, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be grateful. My prayer is gonna be, you know, not God make me a millionaire. my prayer is actually going to be, thank God I'm a millionaire, right? Thank God I'm a millionaire. Thank God I'm a millionaire. Thank God I'm a millionaire. I did not know that there was no, I didn't understand code the way I did, the way I do now, okay? So things that I did, like, you know, writing, or constantly writing my dreams, my goals. And I said, what I want to accomplish by this year and that year, you know, for me, that was just, you know, that was just pure inclination. It was not something I read somewhere or some guru told me that, you know, this is what you must do for you to become successful. Write your, and I said, in fact, if there is any reference to that, it would be Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And I said that the vision must be written down. Okay, so that is my foundation. That's my foundation, right? The book Think and Grow Rich, I've never gone beyond chapter 2. I've not finished chapter 2. You understand? It's still there, right? And yet I've achieved the relative success, right? And I can't tell you that, you know, it's that book or that book. Yes, they did play a role, right? One thing I can tell you is that, they emphasize the fact that, you know, you are in control. You understand? You are in control, right? It's you. No one else is gonna do it. It's you, right? So now, one of the things that I then that I learned, right? So let me take you back 2015, right? I want to bring, you know, a bit of context to what I'm going to say. 2015, the people who introduced me to Bitcoin, I was still at IFA back then, right? IFA. So this guy invites me to a wealth seminar. Some of you probably know a guy called Conrad Lebuskachny, Tony de Gouveia, and Rick something, right? So this guy's from Work Your Wealth, right? So these guys came to P and they had a seminar, right? So I went to that seminar and, just hungry to learn, right? Hungry to learn whatever these guys are going to say. And these guys spoke about property, right? They spoke about Forex. They spoke about gold. They spoke about Bitcoin. Some of you know the story. They did not go into too much detail about Bitcoin, but they just spoke about it. And these guys from Working Well, they were working like a team, okay? So one will talk about property, one will talk about Bitcoin, one will talk about gold, right? And one will talk about Forex. So these guys were experts, in a sense, and the way they portray themselves, that they're experts, and this is what they do. And so what happened was, so we go there and we are friends, right? Myself, I'm the property guy, okay? Now, Jay, who was a friend of mine, who was there, he was a strategist and he was more inclined into the gold business, right? And, someone else was more. So when we came out of that meeting, guess what? We were interested, yes, but we did not really have the money that those guys wanted at the time, because it's one of those things where they present, you must buy at the end of the presentation, right? That's how they operate. So we didn't have money back then, but then we sort of like kept in contact with these guys, trying to learn and so forth. Needless to say that I did get involved in the gold business, and we all joined the gold business, right? So whatever one joins, all of us join, right? So we joined the gold business, which is Karat Bus. And when it comes to the crypto or the Bitcoin story, guess what? The opportunities that we could afford were all scams, right? And these guys actually introduced us into those things, right? And I'm not sure if you guys have been in the game long enough to know what is called a high yielding investment program. You understand? Those last like 7 days, 14 days, boom, they're gone, right? They give you like 1,000%, crazy stuff like that, right? Those were called HIPs, okay? And that's what we got involved in. And among the program, these guys, so what they did was they would, and I'm going somewhere with this, so they would actually promote and say, for Bitcoin, we've got 5 opportunities. You start here, you go here, you go here, you go here. That's what they did, okay? And amongst them, there was the one that I eventually joined, but not with them, right? So, and this is what happened. So when Bitcoin came along and Triple M, in fact, Triple M does not resonate with me because nobody could explain to me where the 30% is coming from. But when Bitcoin was a bit confusing because they spoke about a coin and I was, you know what, I missed out on Bitcoin, so here's a coin and so forth, right? And guess what we did? We registered a company called Wealth for All. We registered a company called Wealth for All. So in this company, we're going to operate as friends, right? And what we're going to do is that in this company, we were going to be Ntozonges, okay? So we were going to introduce you to gold. We were going to introduce you to Bitcoin. We're going to introduce you to, Forex, and we're going to introduce you to something else as well. So we wanted to have a list of things where we're actually going to introduce people, right? And each one was actually going to be an expert of this or that, okay? So we had all this thing figured out. And guess what? In that process of me promoting Bitcoin and so forth, that's when I met Hannah, okay? And Hannah said to me, you know what? She started asking questions like poking questions like, look, are you sure this is, what you think it is? Look at this and that. And guess what? At the time, I was broken, I was arrogant. I was like, who do you think you are? Do you think you are the Bitcoin queen or something like that? You understand? Broken, arrogant. Those two things should never ever come together. Broken, arrogant, they should never come together. So, but here I was like, who does she think she is? But then, she planted a seed. I started asking questions. I started listening more. I started studying and looking. And then I could see that, no, man, this was not exactly what we thought it was, okay? So, and we were like, okay, you know what? There's gonna be a conference, in Joburg, right? So we went to this conference in Joburg, and we were supposed to go as a group, as friends. And the guys that we were part of as a Wealth for All, right? They didn't go. It was myself, Mzi, and two other guys. And guess what happened? So when we went there, and these guys, it's like they didn't want us to go. Well, they told us like a day before, knowing that we need money from them to actually have the petrol money to go there and come back. Okay. But luckily, we found one more guy and we were one guy short, but we said, it's enough. Let's go to Joburg, right? Because we wanted to get finality. So now on our way there, I made contact with Hannah saying that, look, I'm coming to Joburg, let's meet, because I knew that this was not what I thought it was. I was already preparing for an alternative. I didn't even tell Abomzi that this is what I've actually planned, okay? So now, and then we go there and we go to the venue and for real, we realize that, no, man, this guy is playing with us here, okay? And simultaneously, after that, I had a meeting, we knew some ladies who were part of the organizing, and one, keep on yapping. And then we could see that, we got confirmation that, this thing is gone. It's gone, right? It's just standing, but it's gone. So, and that's when I got I couldn't meet with Hannah, I met with Zolani. We explained the compensation plan, background about the company, and long story short, and we decided to get involved there. Now, when we came back and met with the guys from our company, Wealth for All, these guys weren't interested, saying that, one, this thing is expensive, $600, it's expensive, right? And, we know about it and so forth, but we had the conviction that this is actually the right thing to get involved in. And we decided, you know what, this is such a great opportunity not to pass, and we got involved, either way. And still nudging, right? These guys that, okay, guys, I think we can do this and so forth and so forth. So while they were still busy planning about this, I happened to tell Hannah what my plan was, right? I told her that, okay, we've got this thing called, I thought I was impressing her, we've got this thing called, a Wealth for All. We're going to introduce people. At least the gold business is 2.7. This one is what, 10,000. So if they can afford this one, then they can go for this one. Then if they don't afford this one, then they can go for this one. That was my rationale. And then Hannah said to me that, you know what, over the last, few years that I've been in the network marketing space, and from the people that I've learned, I've never seen anyone becoming, really successful who actually does that. Okay. And she says, but maybe you are going to teach us something we did not know. Maybe we'll learn from you. Okay. Now, I'm the type of person, I listen to what the person is saying, and I listen to what they're not saying in what they're saying. So, and then I'm like, oh, okay, right? And I actually took a risk. Let's call it that, right? I took a risk and I followed her advice. And I said, you know what? Let me just focus on this and forget everything else. Today, I'm so happy and grateful that I did that. She did not force me. She just said, I don't know, I've never seen it work. Maybe you will teach us something new. Okay? But from there on, I knew what she was actually saying, that if it never worked before, right? And that's what I did, right? And I focused on the opportunity. I worked like my life hung on the balance. I traveled throughout the country, teaching people. And I said, we did all those things, right? And we money would come in, we'll spend it as fast as it comes in terms of traveling and making sure that we do these meetings, right? All over, okay? So now, why am I saying that? I'm saying that simply because, I was talking to Lerato. Lerato I'm sure she won't mind mentioning that. She's my direct downline in Mining City. She's a developer, right? And so I saw that she's gotten involved in an opportunity, and she's doing well. And I congratulated her, saying, thank you. I see that you're doing great. That's awesome leadership and so forth. And I asked her, so what are your plans regarding your Mining City account? And she said, well, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to try and push both. And then I said to her, okay, that's all good and well, but in my history in the network marketing space and from what I've seen, I have not seen that work, right? My advice would be choose one and focus on it. It doesn't matter which one it is, right? It does not matter. I'm not talking here based on my stomach. And I said, I'm talking for what's good for her, right? For her to achieve great success, okay? And I said, choose one. And the one you choose, don't look to the front, to the side, right? Don't look back, just run with it. And when you run with it, make sure that you don't focus on the product, okay? But focus on the opportunity, which is the network marketing. Because you are not going to make money from the money is never in the product. I don't care what the product is. The money is never in the product, but the money is always in the network marketing opportunity. That's where the money is, okay? Then I said, don't focus on the product, right? So focus on the network marketing opportunity, right? So now I'm not sure if she considered that or anything, right? But that is my advice to anyone doing network marketing, right? Choose one, run with it, run with it. Don't look back. Don't care who says what. Run with it. Make money. You understand? And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's fine. You can do something else, right? But don't ever do anything half-heartedly. You understand? Never put one foot and see I'm testing if this thing is actually gonna. No, don't do that. Run with it. You understand? So it does not matter what it is. Okay. We ran with an opportunity that was 10,000 Rand, very expensive. We could not even sign people for the 2.71, which was the gold one, okay? So, and this created a misunderstanding with me and my friends because they wanted us to do this wealth for all. And I was like, no, I'm focusing on one, okay? And initially they thought I'm crazy. Right now, they don't think I'm crazy. You understand? Because they've seen the results. Okay, so choose one, run with it. It does not matter what it is. If it's IFA, go to IFA and run with it, right? Because there's people making money there, right? It's never about, here's the thing. It's always about the person. Choose, make a decision. 80-20 rule, make a decision and run with it, right? So now, with that being said, success is also about finding mentors. They can mentor you from a distance. They can mentor you talking, like this. But finding mentors is extremely important, right? People that you can bounce. I mean, can you imagine if I never spoke to Hannah about me trying to do these 5 different things at once? Can you imagine how long it would have taken me? Because the guys who I left there doing that, said there's a huge difference right now. Yes, they are, have some level of success, but there's a huge difference. Okay. So now I thank God the fact that I was open to what she said, and I was wise enough to listen to what she said, right? And she didn't even say that, no, do this one, do my one, so that I can get no. Whatever, choose and run with it. Okay. Now, so what's the keyword? Run with it. Okay. Keyword for what I just said: run with it. Now let's come back to the pre-launch. Okay. Again, guys, success is predictable. Success is what? Predictable. Here's the funny thing, guys, and let me know what you think about this right in the comment section. People who are successful, people who are successful, they've got okay, let me add a bit more people. So it's like, when you are starting out, right, and you are new in the industry, in network marketing, and your opportunities about money, like for example, our opportunities about money, right? It's about money, right? So me going to a person who already has money, right? And how many of us have heard of this thing, fake it until you make it? Fake it until you make it. We've all heard of that, right? So now that means different things to different people, right? But then if you go to someone who is successful, who has got money, and you don't, but then you go and pretend, you go and pretend that you've got money, you go and pretend that, you are also, you understand? And you know what? Those people, they smell bull crap a mile away. So that's why you always have to be authentic. Okay? That is why Eric Ward talks about, the different ways of, invitation, super indirect approach, indirect approach, you understand, and the direct approach based on, who you are talking to, where that person is in life, and where are you in life in relation to where they are, right? Always you want to be authentic, right? You want to be authentic, right? So never try to, you understand, sound like you are intelligent and you're so forth, you understand? Because people like that actually, they can smell it, right? You might find one that actually signs because they support you, not because, they think that you are this great person, right? Maybe they just support your cause. They see that you're hungry for this, you want to make a success, you understand? And they want to give you a leg up, right? And they sign up. It has happened to me, right? Quite a number of people, right? But I was always authentic, right? So now, this is what I did. I did not have any social media training when we started. No social media training. And I did not have any social media etiquette. And I said, nobody trained me on how to use social media. And today, I thank God that I did not have the training. Because had I had the training, maybe it would have, stifled me because, I would have this frame of reference that, okay, so I must post this way and not post this way and not post too often and stuff like that, right? Maybe that would have happened. But, what I did, I posted like a madman, talking about Bitcoin, being excited about Bitcoin, sharing, educational content and so forth and so forth. Any moment I get with anyone who cares to listen, my objective was never, yes, I want to sign you up, right? But I never came, at you as a way that, come, you must sign up now and so forth, right? And sounded all desperate. No, what I did was, it was always about, my angle was, I'm trying to educate you, you understand, on why Bitcoin. Why Bitcoin? Because to be honest with you, 2015, when I first heard about Bitcoin, what I did not get was why Bitcoin? Why does it exist? All I knew is that it's going to make me money. That's all. But I never understood why and how. Okay. So that is why I could easily get into opportunities that were not real. You understand? Because I did not know why Bitcoin and so forth. So now the minute, but what happened was in that time frame, you know, when I was in the gold business, like I say, anything I do, I don't know how to do half-heartedly. So I spent hours and hours learning on why invest in gold, which led me to learn about inflation, which led me to learn about money creation, fractional reserve banking system, you understand, and securitization, and all of those things. And these were the things that these are the stories I would tell in my presentations to get people to understand why Bitcoin. You understand? And people, once people heard that, you understand, a lot of people who were already in the business, some of them were annoyed about the fact that I'm talking about fractional reserve banking system, you know, and how the system is rigged against us and so forth. But for the person who came, who did not have that information, it was an eye-opening information for them. Okay, and it got them to want to be part of this something, you know, that is here to actually try and solve that particular problem that they did not even know exists. They see the symptoms that, hey, my money is dwindling, you understand, and things are going up and so forth, right? But they did not know how, so they could not put, you know. So it's one thing to have pieces of the puzzle, right? But you've never seen what the puzzle looks like when it's complete. So it's like, you know, you are searching for something in the dark. Okay. So, and me saying to them, you know, this is how the system is operating. This is how the system is rigged against you. And I said, this is why, you know, your annual salary increase is based on inflation. There's more than one type of inflation, but what you are being told is the official type of inflation, right? Which means this and that and that. But look at it this way, right? So that's what I did. So I was educating people. You understand? Eric Worre says that don't sell but consult. And what do? We want to sell. Okay. So now when it comes to our pre-launch, guys, 90-day camp plan, no 90-day camp plan, my work ethic was the same throughout. I was working flat out. Okay, working flat out, you know, and this is the thing. People get annoyed when, and ironically is that I am at that point right now, that, you know, the point that I was, you know, a few years back, but now I know better. And here's the thing, people get annoyed because you are going to have 10 people contact you, wanting to find out about Bitcoin, only to realize that these people, you know, have got 100 Rand, 1,000 Rand, you understand? They don't meet the qualification criteria in terms of the amount that they need to have for them to sign up in your program. What do you do in that case? You understand? You could say, yeah, these people are a waste of time and so forth, right? And be impatient and you know, and not really want to go through with the process of giving them the information. You might not necessarily want to spend your time in explaining it and so forth, but at least have the courtesy of giving them the information. And if they come back to ask a question, be there to actually answer that particular question. Why? You never know. People's circumstances change all the time. When Mining City introduced the primary plan, right? Because we had so much momentum in the business, one, we did not see the point of the primary plan, okay? Number two, we would get annoyed when people want to buy the primary plan. Why? Because those people have got primary plan questions. I mean, you know, the primary plan people had, you know, platinum plan questions, okay? So, but this is what I've learned. I signed one guy who bought a primary plan, added him in my WhatsApp group. We kept in contact, and guess what? A few weeks down the line, the very same guy actually bought a gold plan. So there was nothing that could say to me that this guy is actually going to buy a gold plan. So that is why you want to be authentic, you want to be genuine, you want to do things from the heart. You never know how the universe is gonna compensate you on actually, every contact that you're doing, doing full-heartedly instead of doing half-heartedly and so forth, right? So, you never know how the universe is actually gonna reward you, right? Now, I say to people, I literally spoke to thousands of people. I can tell you now, today, I don't speak to less than 5 people. It does not mean all those 5 people will sign. Maybe none of them is gonna sign. It's okay. You understand? I've created I've created a potential customer in the future. It can be 6 months from now. It can be a year from now. It does not matter. Okay? So it's like people say, people never forget people might forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Okay? So now, so here's the thing. You want to add value. You want to create exposure, okay? And if you're on Facebook, I see some of you, you've got 500 friends on Facebook. You want to make millions on your network marketing. Ain't gonna happen. Let me tell you what. You've got your warm market, you've got your hot market. Sorry, your warm market and your cold market as a network marketing professional. Your warm market is people that you know, people that you've already got a rapport with. Your cold market is people that you know. 99% of the time, the people that you will build your business with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, it's people that you have not yet met. It's people that you're gonna meet on the social media streets. It's not people that you know now. Okay? So a lot of us come into the business and guess what? We get excited. And who is the easiest person to approach? The people that you already know, which is your warm market. Your warm market, here is a problem with your warm market. Your warm market is all good. It's all good. It's nice. But your posture, when you're talking to your warm market, needs to be different. Okay? Let me give an example. Someone that I know, maybe a family member or someone, when I go to them, I'm like, look, bro, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm so excited about this opportunity, and I did not want not to tell you about it, and you hear me talking about it, or you hear from other people. I want to tell you man to man, face to face, this is what I'm doing right now. If you want to have a look, we can go about it this way. I can give you the information and so forth. But they must know that whether they sign or not, you are continuing. You are just doing a courtesy. And I said, even though you know that in your heart you want them to sign, right? But then your posture must be very, very strong in the sense that, so they must know that whether they sign or not, you are continuing with your business because you are on a mission. Okay, they must know that from the onset, right? So because those people are more likely to judge you than to judge the opportunity. So that is why even when we're introducing them, you want to use third-party tools, not yourself. You want to use third-party tools. You want to do 3-way calls. You want to do all those things that actually put you aside and not you be the expert. We get tempted to try and be the expert. Your friends know you are not an expert. Just 2 months ago, you're borrowing bus fare from them. Now you're telling them about 1 million in 90 days. Do you understand? So, I mean, it's easy to see why, people would actually want to judge you instead of judging the opportunity. Okay? So that is why you want to be tactful and actually use third-party tools, okay, for you to actually expose them, right? Now, this is what that you have to do, right? As you provide value, as you provide content, right? And let me give an example. You can talk about right now, the increase in the prices, petrol prices, right? Find an article that talks about that. Take a screenshot, go and put it in your Facebook, and put a caption there, saying that, I'm so happy that, with the opportunity that I'm involved in, this will not be a problem for me in the future. It doesn't matter what is happening, you understand, with the price, it's going to be a list of my problems because of the opportunity that I'm actually involved in, right? So, I mean, ask all the guys here, who are making some money in the opportunity, when we put petrol, we don't say 500 or 200, full tank all the time. That just makes sense, you understand? So now, so that's what opportunity can do, right? So it's things like that that you can, find creative ways, to caption things like that. So your post must try to intrigue, you understand, interest. Your post must try to, poke holes. And this is what I used to say, what I was talking about earlier. I used to say in my presentation, I'm going to poke holes into the system that you were taught that is perfect. And I'm going to tell you that it's nothing but perfect. It's actually flawed. It's not even flawed, but it's actually rigged against you. And I would go to town actually exposing that, right? So you want to provide information, you want to educate, you want to intrigue, you want, Sabaweli Fulte. Just cycle when tonight and tomorrow, full tank is yours. Someone says Sabaweli full tank in the comment section. So what I'm saying, guys, is that you want to create a sense of agency. You understand? You want to create a sense of agency. You want to remove any small shadow of doubt whether you can or you cannot. You understand? You must be sold. And here's the thing. Whenever you're talking to someone and you're not sure, right, that person can actually feel it. So that is why it then becomes, crucially important for you to, guys, forget about Uzalo, forget about what else are people watching on TV. Forget about all those things, but immerse yourself in learning about Bitcoin, learning about the system, so that when you talk with confidence, right? Information and understanding brings confidence, and confidence helps you with your posture. I used to say, when I got started, I'm still saying now, that I can speak to anyone from any platform. I don't care whether you're the president or whoever you are. I can talk to you about why Bitcoin. And I've had so many people challenge me. And guess what? Because of the fact that I started this daily, I've got so much information and understanding, people end up, even if they don't join, but they end up realizing that, oh, okay, but that actually makes sense. I'll give an example. I was doing a presentation in Dubai, and in this presentation, there were two guys from Zim, a husband and wife, and both of them were professors, university professors. I don't have even a master's degree, okay? And these guys, as I was talking, they said, and you can see that they were saying that with a little bit of, bit of attitude, saying that, but what I don't understand is that, what backs this Bitcoin? What backs this Bitcoin? Because, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting, and I asked them, what do you think backs the US dollar? And for a minute there, they were taken aback because they never really thought about it. And then they said, well, is it not backed by gold? I said, who told you it's backed by gold? The US dollar has not been backed by gold since 1971. And even back then, it was partially backed by gold, not fully backed by gold. Okay? So, and they were taken aback by this. And I went to town educating them, okay, on how the monetary system actually works. So guys, what I'm saying is, let's learn and learn and learn. And as we learn, we educate. As we learn, we educate. As we learn, we share, right? And that's how, for me, look, right now, someone was saying, we don't have the luxury of waiting for people to contact us, which is 100% true. We don't have that luxury, okay? But I never really inbox people. But I can tell you what, my inbox is always working. It's always, people, right? Asking question, why? Keep on hiring content, okay? I'm hiring content, and people are intrigued, and people want to know how, why, you understand? And how do I get started, right? And it's always been like that. Not only now, because there is, a little bit of, even back then when there was nothing to show, okay? You present to a person, and you realize that this person, does not really understand you. Okay. Hey, I tried. I can only do that. Someone was saying change the setting and disable the waiting room. I can only do that when this call is off. I don't know how to do that when the call is live. I've tried to look for it and I couldn't find it. The only one I can find is the one that says lock the meeting. Okay, so that's the secret, guys, right? You have this wide funnel. You have this wide funnel, and you are simply throwing people in that funnel, right? By exposing them, giving them information, right? Why Bitcoin? Why does Bitcoin exist? What is inflation? What is the official inflation rate? And I said, maybe you don't have to go that far, but at least tell them why Bitcoin. And I said, so which is important for you to understand Bitcoin for yourself. Why did you get involved? Why Bitcoin? You understand? And once you know why Bitcoin, then it's easy for you to communicate that. And that's how, for me, I really went off what is called attraction marketing instead of the other way around. Okay. So yeah, and in the process, yes, the goal was to sign 20 people in my pre-launch phase. I think we've overemphasized that as to why that is important, because it then gives you leverage on your actual 90-day game plan. But there were times where I did not even sign the full 20. Sometimes I will sign 15. Sometimes I will sign more than 20, right, in a 30-day calendar period. But that's possibly because of the fact that sometimes these people, they catch me on the next 90-day game plan, right? So even your caption, the fact that I've only got 10 spaces, and I see other network marketing opportunities are also using this trick, of saying, you know what, I've got 10 spaces, right? And out of these 10 spaces, 7 is taken. I've only got space for 3 people that I'm taking with in my inner circle. And what I do know is that everybody is on my inner circle. By the time we finish the 90-day game plan, their financial situation will completely be different from when they started. But I'm just looking for 3 people. Are you those 3 people? You understand? And even when they comment and say, I'm interested, you understand? You must tell them, okay, let's go through a qualification criteria. Let's see if you fit the criteria. Because right now, I'm not looking for everyone. I'm looking for people who are committed to changing their lives financially, right? So, and that's been my messaging consistently, right? In terms of the pre-launch. Okay, someone, okay. Hey, great idea, Roger. Someone is asking, Roger is saying, I should actually make someone a co-host so that they can admit people. Now, can you please help me with that? I'm gonna make you co-host. Help me to admit people. Those who are very, very late, like very late. Okay. So now, so that's been the modus operandi, guys. And I was asked to keep it real, keep it raw, no sugarcoating, and I think I did exactly just that. That is, you are gonna have to speak to a lot of people. Don't lose patience. Don't lose the enthusiasm when you're dealing with them. You are going to deal with a lot of people, right? And in dealing with a lot of people, okay, here's a great question. In terms of qualifying this candidate, what are the questions? Well, in all honesty, there's no real qualification criteria. The major qualification criteria is if they can afford the plan. Someone said, keep it real, raw, and rugged. That's it. You understand? It's a gimmick. And their major qualification criteria, they must have the money to get involved. That's the major one. Okay? And the rest can be sorted out. How many people do you know that sign up saying that they're going to do the business, but over time they don't do the business? They just simply, become, passive miners Nothing wrong with that, right? Because they're still mining, right? But you actually wanting people that are going to build the business. But your major thing that you're concerned about, can they afford to buy a plan? Okay. And if they can afford to buy a plan, why not get started? Or if they cannot afford to buy a plan, is there a way that they can actually organize and make sure that they get involved? So I mean, those are the things that you basically ask. Okay. So I'm not sure if there's anything that I'm leaving behind. Neo, Z, Queen, where the OG's at. Neo, okay, Neo says perfect. Queen, all the guys who've done more than one 90-day game plan, you probably might, something. And here's the thing, guys. If you sleep at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, I've got news for you. You're in trouble. If you sleep at 10 o'clock at night, like at 10 o'clock when now you're Zela, you are done. Like you want to call it a night, only to wake the following morning at 8 or whatever, 7, I've got news for you. In trouble. Can I say one more thing that is very uncomfortable, possibly controversial, possibly might cause you to hate me, which is fine, or might leave you with more questions than answers? Can I say that? Someone says, please. So here's the thing. People like, now, let me use my mentor as an example, Hannah. Ne? Now, Hannah is a governor, right? With 3 mayor accounts that I know of. 3 mayor accounts, right? She is halfway through being creating a second governor account. Okay? That's Hannah. Okay? Now, I don't know how she does it. She does say it, but remember what I said earlier, right? Some of these things you cannot really explain, right? She does explain, here and there, but I can't fathom it, okay? But, I do take here and there, right? But I can't really fathom how she does it, okay? Even though she says it, but, she's just on that level, right? Now, I can tell you this about her and about every other person who is successful, especially in a field. Hannah can sit with you for 30 minutes, 30 minutes, just having coffee, maybe lunch or breakfast. She can tell if at that particular time, with that particular mindset that you have, if you are going to be successful or not, but she's not going to tell you. Shocker, right? Okay. So I've been in network marketing now for probably more than 7 years, right? Now, I can have a conversation with you for 20, 30 minutes. I can, when Jim Rohn, was changing his life, and he got a mentor by the name of El Shove, right? El Shove asked him a few questions, okay? And this guy answered. One of the questions was, so what are your goals? Like, what are your goals, right? This guy didn't have any. So, and El was like, did you write them down somewhere? Are they at home? Should we go and get them? And this guy said, no, I don't have them. I haven't written them down. And then El Shove said to him, you know what? Just because of that, I can estimate with a small margin of error how much money you have in the bank. You know, just based on that alone, okay? So people who are successful, they can have a conversation with you for 30 minutes, for an hour. They can tell with a very small margin of an error how far you're gonna go. Ask anyone, ask anyone, whatever field, you know, test this thing, what I'm saying now out. Ask anyone in whatever field. They have the sense of knowing. Let me see how many people are shocked. Queen, am I lying? Mziana saying iyalilisa le way indicingisa nzulu. It's an attitude thing, guys. It's simply an attitude thing. You know, it's yeah, okay. But I'm telling you, it's real. Go ask anyone. Ask anyone. Anyone who's successful in anything. Tawanda says I need to be rated. No one is gonna rate you. No one. You must rate yourself, bro. Any question, guys? Anything I'm leaving behind? Miss Maybe says, go deeper, Papa. Guys, I'm just telling you, you know, based on my humble opinion, based on my experience and what I've learned. For all I know, I could be wrong. You understand? So take it with a pinch of salt. You know, whatever it may be, right? Take it with a pinch of salt. You know, dissect it, agree with it, don't agree with it. You know, go and do further research on it and so forth. You know, but you know, it is what it is, right? And this thing of success being predictable. Do you remember back in the day, like old people, like parents, right? Even in the rural areas, like wherever, parents, you know, old people have this thing of they would watch a child playing, how they carry themselves. And you hear them saying that, you know what, this kid is going far. They don't know what far means, but they've got this thing, you know what, this kid is destined for greatness. This kid is going far. So there is that knowing. There is that knowing, guys. Okay, here's another important question. In terms of your team, how do you influence them for the 90 days? Is it a necessity somehow? And how was your experience with your own team in the beginning? So there is this old saying in network marketing, right? In fact, Brian Caruthers, one of the top earners in network marketing, been with one company for over 20 years, right? And so this guy says, again, going back to what I said, right? Success leaves clues. Learn from people who are successful. This guy says, expose everyone. Expose absolutely everyone, right? Expose even Ukachi. Expose everyone. But work only with the willing. You don't have to stress yourself and try to break your back, you understand? Avail yourself, yes, for everyone. You know, share with the team what is happening. You know, if you've got a WhatsApp group, share. You know, those who can reach one-on-one, do. If you can't, you can't, right? But work with the willing, you know. You know, one thing Hannah taught me, and that is, she said something about leadership, right? And this was, you know, back in the day, and, you know, she says, you know, people say leaders are developed. Some say leaders are born, whatever, leaders are this, leaders are that. Now, she had a different saying about leadership, about leaders in network marketing. She says, leaders show up. You don't make them. They show up. Okay? You can teach skills. You can teach knowledge. Understand? You can teach those things. You can't teach hunger. You can't teach desire. You can't teach passion. You can't teach, you know. So and those are the key things that actually create success. The very same things you can't teach, those are the very same things that are, you know, that are key to success. Nobody can teach you passion. Nobody can teach you hunger. You understand? It's innate. Okay, it's innate. So that is why motivation that only comes externally, it gets short-lived. But motivation that comes from within, Xhosa will say, you know, it's a well, you know, it's a spring, it's a well that doesn't run dry, that's constantly pumping. You understand? Yes, there might be, you know, storms, there must be this, there might be that, but that well never stops pumping. So even if there's dust that comes to pollute the water, but the clean water finds a way of actually rising above and let the dust settle. Doesn't matter how long it takes, you know, for that dust to settle and for the clean water to break through, you know, that is what happens. So in answering that question, just work with the willing. Here's the thing, guys. See, in network marketing, if you are working in your team, right, and let's say you're the only one working, who are you looking for? You're not looking for another Hannah, another Lonwab, or another Neo. You are looking for another you. You never stop working. You never stop producing. You never stop up until you don't know. Maybe in this 90-day game plan, you are going to find maybe 30 people like you who are going to have the same work ethic as you. You understand? But you never know. So everyone will have their own unique stories. Okay? Now, here's another thing, and that is, are you ready for this? In network marketing, you get punished or rewarded based on what you did before network marketing. Hope you got that. Okay? Now, when I say punish, I don't necessarily mean punish, but what I mean that it takes you longer, you understand? Because for you, success breeds success. Success breeds success. Someone says, "Hi, Johnny. Kakuhle." So here's the thing. Let me explain maybe a little bit what I mean there. Guys, time. I'm stopping in the next 2 minutes. So let me explain a bit what I mean by that. I've had people who did not have a problem trusting me in joining IFA or whatever company that I was involved in, because they know that this guy is a hustler. He was in construction. He was in real estate. You know, I'm known to, they know, you know, me to be a hustler, a hard worker. So they had no, so they in there thinking that, so if this guy is promoting this thing, then it must be something that's worth the while, okay? But if before that you will know, it's gonna take time for you to build, you understand? To build that reputation, to build that rapport, you know, that you are a person of of wisdom, you're a person of integrity, you're a person of success, you understand? You are passionate about this and about that. So that's what I mean when I say you get punished, you understand? For some people, because they were successful in this or that before network marketing, they get into network marketing and they knock it off the park, immediately. For some people, Halton Bugs spent 7 years in network marketing, never quitting, without really making any money. So that's what I mean. But once he started becoming successful, when he started creating success and being known and building a reputation of being a person of success, a person of value, it was easier for him to actually ride on that success and actually become even more and even more and even more and even more successful. Hope that makes sense. Someone says Kuba, someone says don't stop. So guys, okay, Mziana says, Mr. Beatty always says, keep digging. That is 100% true. Here's a question. What are you known for? People that know you on social media, what do they know you for? Do they know you for half-naked pictures? Do they know you for being an entrepreneur? Do they know you for jokes? Do they know you for what are you known for? If you think, I'm trying to think of an example right now of a guy or a lady. Now, if you think Basetsana Kuman, a lot of you will think Top Billing. Okay, so what are you known for? Like, what brand are you creating? Like, what's your brand? Tembi says Bitcoin. So if they don't yet call you the Bitcoin guy or the Bitcoin lady, we've got a long way to go. We need to fix that. Okay? So people should know you as an entrepreneur. People should know you as a person who, as an entrepreneur, you actually have chosen Bitcoin or you have chosen network marketing. Do you understand? That's what they should know you for. And here's the thing, guys. So people are observant. People are smart. You understand? You might find that a person who signs with you now, they've been observing you for the last 6 months or the last year. And what's going to happen? If you planted a seed and now they're ready to get started, but when they look at your track record from the time you spoke to them up until now, it's been 2 years, there's no difference, you are still the same, talking the same, in a sense, guess what's going to happen? They're going to look for other references. Who else is talking this language? Who else is doing this thing? You understand? And once they find those people, they're going to start scrolling and see, so are these people of value? Okay? So, yeah. I bought 5 accounts and I never speak about Bitcoin. Question is why? And guys, network marketing, the way it's so beautiful, né? And it's so simple. If you don't have success of your own, leverage of other people's success. How? Share other people's success. Give an example. How many of you know Tom's story? Tom is not even in Fox Nation. He's in Mining City. How many of you know his story? How many people have you shared this story with? How many of you know Mas's story? How many people have shared that story with other people? So here's the thing. Here in Fox Nation and outside of Fox Nation in Mining City, right? Find professionals who have come to realize that this whole thing of being a professional, as far as financial freedom is concerned, it's vanity, okay? And are now involving themselves in network marketing, in cryptocurrencies, because they want to create a certain lifestyle. Find those stories. And here's the thing, guys, when it comes to a story is not saying from rags to riches. No. A story is a person that, you know, my story, let me give an example, right? Let's say you have a person, Unolu, she's an engineer, you know, everyone else who's not an engineer would think that an engineer would never get involved into anything that's got selling, network marketing, and stuff like that, right? But she realized that being an engineer is not really serving her in terms of the life that she wants to live. And she has identified Mining City, network marketing, Bitcoin as a vehicle for her to actually pursue and having an additional income so that she can live a life that she wants. She might not have attained that life yet, but that's a story on its own. That's a story. So a story is not of triumph. You understand? A lot of people are looking for these, powerful stories, people making millions. A lot of people can't relate to that. So find someone like that. Find someone who's a blue-collar worker, who's got a story. Find someone who is a Rex, Rex to somewhere story. You understand? And have those stories in your arsenal. So whenever you're talking to a person, find out where they are. And based on where they are, give them these stories. Okay. So let me read what Soiso wrote there. I think this is deeper. It's not about the product. It's about the network marketing. And sometimes it is a confusing statement because I thought people join the business because of the value of Bitcoin and what you say it is. So here is a danger with that. When Bitcoin went to 300,000, it was easy to sign people. Everyone was signing people, right? And as my upline would say, even a moron was making money. It was easy because there was momentum, right? Because Bitcoin is keep on going up, right? You say anything about Bitcoin, people want to hear, right? People are signing up. Now, when the price of Bitcoin goes down, guess what happens? Those people now, they don't like you. You understand? Those people now, they've got a problem, you understand? And, right? So the product must make sense, which is Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin makes sense. Bitcoin can go up or down, but it has come from here. It's actually going here. You understand, right? So Bitcoin has got a track record, okay? So the product itself must make sense in the sense that the product you're getting, it must be meaningful, right? It must provide value, right? That is true, right? But the product, when I say it's not about the product won't make you rich. Okay? So let me make an example with Herbalife. I like making an example with Herbalife because I use a little bit of Herbalife. Right? So now, so here's the thing. A lot of people in Herbalife are actually talking about the product, getting, so fascinated about the product, okay? Let me give an example. I don't know what is the cost per kilowatt to mine crypto Bitcoin. I don't know, and I don't even care. Nkosi is showing me his Herbalife product as well. So I don't care what the kilowatt, but some people are inclined to actually know about those things, right? and the terahash, what's happening. I can't tell you right now what is the global terahash for Bitcoin. You understand? Now, when I talk about the product, some people look at those things, right? The product knowledge is essential because it's what opens the door, but it's not the opportunity. The opportunity is the network marketing opportunity, right? Let me give an example. So one of the guys that really, really helped me in my network marketing career, in fact, with Bitcoin, right? This guy told the story one day. He says he once joined a company. This company was selling health products, right? He studied the compensation plan like nobody's business. He understood the compensation plan and went to work to sell the products based on the compensation plan. He became one of the top earners in the company. They went for a retreat, right? As the top earners and what, okay? Now, most of these people who were part of that retreat, right, who were also top earners, guess what they did, right? So for them, it's about the product, slimming and being healthy and so forth. So now they come along the side, the pool. They find this guy with the beer next to him, and they find this guy smoking, right? And this lady says, how dare you? You should be ashamed of yourself. You are promoting a healthy lifestyle. Our product is about health, don't. And yet here you are drinking and you're smoking, don't, right? And this guy said, look, lady, I don't give a damn about the product. I'm here to make money. So I won't say go to that extreme, okay? But I'm just sharing that to share with you a point that says, yes, the product is fine. Look, you could be mining right now. I am mining I've got a platinum plan mining Bitcoin. It's fantastic. Sometimes I get $40 a day, when you look at the dollar value of it and so forth, right? And my mind is saying $40 a day, but then if Bitcoin goes back to the all-time high, that means then that's what, plus minus $80 that I would have, those Bitcoins would be worth plus minus $80. That's how I think, right? Because I've been in this game for a while. So, but then for some people, they'll be like, woo, this $40, this product is so fantastic, you understand? And then they park it there. $40? You can have 10 platinum plans. It's not going to make you millions. So you decide. You understand? So that is why we are now on a 90-day game plan. Did we talk about the terahash? Are we talking about product knowledge here? We're not. We're talking about, yes, that is essential. Because I said earlier that is essential because it gives you confidence about the product, which then opens a door for you to talk about the opportunity because you're confident about the product in terms of Bitcoin just globally as a monetary system. But in terms of the intricacies, right? How many of you, know what is a mempool? What is a mempool? How many people know what is a mempool? You understand? Is that important to know? Yeah, maybe. If you don't know about it, will that stop you from making money? No. You understand? So. Okay, no, thank you for that, So that is why, see, a product, it's just to open the conversation, right? Have the conversation going, right? And yes, you want the people to be sold to the product, but then you quickly show them the other side, right? That look, yes, this is great, this is awesome, if you're looking for, something for long term, this is great. But then on the other hand, you have this opportunity. You don't even have to pay a cent for the opportunity itself because you've already paid for the product. The opportunity comes to you free, mahala, gratis. I think that's the right word. You don't pay for it. Why not share the product, you know, and the opportunity with other people and make millions in the process. Okay, so yeah, sometimes as Soiso was saying, sometimes we struggle to get duplication because of that particular fact that we hammer too much on the product and not really talk about the opportunity, which is network marketing, which is financial freedom, right? So that is why even in my in presentations, we always try to differentiate the fact that, you know, that it's a business opportunity. But the way to the business opportunity is the product, but it's the business opportunity, right? That's why we call it the 21st century business model, not investment model, 21st century business model, right? So people know that it's a business, right? But the way to the business is actually the product. Right, I think let's close it here, guys. I like the network marketing opportunity. It is better than buying and holding. I think buying and holding is stressful, that waiting and looking at the price fluctuation. You know, so those are the things that you share with your prospects. You know, that's from your point of view, right? That yes, there's people who are buying and holding, but why I don't buy and hold? Or if I do buy and hold, but you know, where am I deriving most of my you know, where am I creating wealth? Is it through the buy and hold, or is it the opportunity? You understand? You know, how long will it take? You know, Bitcoin works in cycles of 4 years, guys, cycles of 4 years. And depending on where that person who's buying and holding gets in, they are in for a bit of a wait for them to see crazy returns on what they bought. You understand? So, and that's why stories like what I'm going to tell you now, in 2017, I made a bit of money, right? 2017, Bitcoin was going up. Yes. 2018, the whole year, Bitcoin kept on going down, all the way to 38,000. I made more in 2018 than I made in 2017, though the price of Bitcoin was going down. Why? Network marketing. Okay. Guys, I know that I hope you guys found value. Please share with, you know, on the comment section if you found value. Yeah, I think let's call it a day now. Any last question before we go? Awesome, guys. Okay, I'm glad. So now, you know, in closing, what are we doing? We are trying to expose 20 people. To sign up 20 people in our pre-launch. If you can do more, kudos to you. If you can do 10, kudos to you. Why? You are trying to give yourself an unfair advantage by having to start not alone, but with people when it comes to our launch. Okay. So right now, all roads are leading to the launch. Okay. Those of you, we will announce more on this, but you know, leaders, on what I'm going to say now, though I know I didn't get permission to do say what I'm going to say, but what we are trying to do is right now we are limited to 50 people, you know, in a room. So what we're going to try and do for the launch, provided the venue actually allows us to do this, we're going to try to have a physical launch in Durban. We're going to try and have maybe 2 or 3 sessions based on, you know, what people register and how people register. So when we create a form a registration form, right? That it's going to be online. People will book a time slot, right? That I'm registering for this time slot. Then we know that, okay, this one is fully booked, right? It will be marked as fully booked. You know, we've already got 50 people, and then, you know, they can book for the next one, okay? Because I do believe that, you know, there's power in coming together. Yes, most of us made crazy money in the lockdown last year, but there's power in coming together, guys. Iron sharpens iron, right? So we're gonna see how that works, and then we're gonna make further announcement on that. For now, you want to prepare yourself, you know, for that. You know, you want to prepare yourself and make sure that when we do announce that yes, we can do it, then you're in a position to actually, you know, go ahead with that. So with that being said, guys, those of you who are saying, I am definitely making 1 million in 90 days, I want to see some thumbs up. If you can show your face, I want to see you. If you know that your 1 million is coming in the next 90-day game plan, in the next 90 days, I want to see. Right. Okay, quite a few people are showing their gezicht. Others are sleeping. Others are not sure if they're going to make the 1 million. Others are quickly running to the bathroom to try and powder Abonolu. So, guys, thank you very much. Love you all. Stay blessed. Wish you all the success. You know, this information here, if tomorrow, you know, you find maybe it's much more profitable selling water, maybe cryptocurrency is a bit complicated, Bitcoin is a bit complicated, but you also want to do that through network marketing, I hope that there is lessons that you've learned from Fox Nation that you can go and implement there, because please don't go there and embarrass us. If you're going to go there, knock it out of the park, be successful there, wherever. You understand? Don't embarrass us and say you're coming from Fox Nation and yet you are Firiza. If you be successful wherever you go, that's all that we want. We want you to be rich. You know, we want your family to be rich. That's all. That's all we want. Cheers, guys. Love you all. Good night.